Hey guys, today we're here for another fun session of Snakes and Shakes. I guess not so much brought to you by Dutch Brothers. This one's going to be a little special. It's going to have a lot more legs in it than the usual videos, especially Snakes and Shakes. We're going to be talking a little bit more of the creepy crawlies part of our hobby. And joining us today we have...
I'm Crystal. I'm actually one of the admins with Colorado Arachnid Club. As you can see, this is not an arachnid. There's many more legs to this. Yeah, we'll bring on some spiders, and we'll be talking about this little guy and a couple other things.
Cool. So, just get right into it. What do we have here?
All right, so this is a giant African millipede. She's a subadult female. She's about 3 years old. How I got into this was that I was the kid that was always outside, digging in the dirt and trying to bring everything inside, despite my mother's best attempts to keep them outside.
Right. So you said this is a subadult female, so
yes.
How big do they get as full grown?
So these guys get about 10 inches fully grown.
Okay.
Our big female is currently pregnant at home. She is about the length of my entire forearm, probably a good 1.5 inches around her midsection.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of like sexual dimorphism or anything like that with insects, or at least with these guys?
Not so much with these guys. The males may be just a little bit smaller.
Okay.
They're actually the only way to tell male from female with these guys is about the 7th section on their body. Males will be missing 2 of their legs, and females do not. So sometimes you get to break out the magnifying glass for that.
Fun. Okay, so for everybody out there who doesn't know the difference, there's a lot of confusion when it comes to like millipedes and centipedes and things like that. So this is a giant African millipede. So
yes.
For layman's terms, keep it simple and easy. What's kind of the difference between a millipede and a centipede?
Millipede's gonna have a lot more legs.
Fair enough.
To keep it very simple.
Right.
The thing with millipedes, you think centipede means 100, millipede means 1,000,000. These
right.
guys will have about 300 legs when they're fully grown. They're each in sections of 2. I can kind of turn her over. Not that the camera can really see that. If she'll let go.
Maybe.
Hold, please. But you can see they're in sections of 2 on either side per segment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's like, no, turn me back.
Okay, so centipedes, those are the venomous ones that even I'm okay with messing with stuff, but I don't really want to handle a whole lot of centipedes. So those are insectivores. What do these guys eat?
So these guys are herbivores. They're actually kind of a cleaner crew. We feed them lettuces, fruits, anything that's starting to kind of go bad in our house we'll give to them.
Okay, cool.
They also like to just pick the minerals and stuff out of the dirt. For the health of their exoskeleton, what we'll do is we'll sprinkle a little bit of calcium powder into the dirt once a month or so.
Oh, cool.
Just to keep everything healthy for them.
So kind of very similar to it, but kind of like the care that isopods that are starting to get really, really popular, very similar to that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. So what do we have here?
So this is known as a tailless whip scorpion. Completely harmless. You'll find them literally in caves, kind of all over the place. There's many different species of them. This little one is a suspect female. You can tell by the length of her arms here.
Okay.
Females will be shorter than the back legs here. By that first... Oh, yep, she's mad now. And then males will have much longer arms that will extend past the rest of the legs.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's how they defend themselves. They put their arms out like that and think they're nice and tough and will try and pinch you.
They certainly look a little ominous.
They look ominous. If you recognize this one, if any of you have seen the Harry Potter series, obviously.
Right.
That's where this guy comes from, and that's where they're most recognizable from. These guys can get about the size of your palm when they're fully grown. This one's still definitely a baby. And yeah, I'm just very upset right now.
That's okay. I know it's stressful coming over here and having to do everything when they're supposed to be in the dark all the time.
Yeah, exactly. She got some sunlight on her. She was definitely moving around a bit more than usual. These guys like to stay pretty put in one spot and don't move around a whole lot usually.
Yeah. So they're called the tailless scorpions now. Are they actually a scorpion?
They are not. They're part of the arachnid family, but are not classified as spiders or scorpions. They're classified as that because they do have their 4 legs, and then these guys, what we would normally call antennae, are actually just an extra set of legs that are coming off that have extended to help them feel their way in the dark. Their eyes are pretty useless, actually.
Yeah. Okay, and now for what we've all been waiting for.
The spiders! Alright, so this is Annie. She is a Grammostola porteri. Common name is just the Chilean tarantula. Very similar to your rose hair tarantulas, except you'll notice that she's got a little more dynamic pink going on. Hi there, how are you? On her head there. She is one of our ambassador spiders, meaning she is more tolerant to being held. So we'll take her to our programs and shows and conventions and stuff like that, so that people that don't usually get a chance to see the spiders up close can actually, you know, touch them, hold them if they're brave enough, and just kind of say hi. You're just doing all kinds of stuff with your legs there, huh, girl?
So for people interested in spiders, this would be a species that you would recommend?
Yes. Yeah, these are one of those ones. Most of your rose hairs are pretty good. But, you know, like any animals, some are better at being handled than others.
Yep.
You know, we always say handle at your own risk. All tarantulas are venomous. Venom toxicity varies between that of a mild bee sting to something that's going to put you in the hospital. So the great thing about tarantulas is that you actually cannot be allergic to tarantula venom. The peptides are too small, unlike a bee sting, so they cannot get into your system that way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But can you develop an allergy to the reticulated hairs that they
kick
off?
The hairs are more of a problem. These guys are definitely kickers. She's not too bad. Not really anything bothers her. As you can see, her booty's still pretty hairy there. She's about 3 or 4 months out of her last molt. A lot of times, some of our tarantulas you'll see have pretty bald spots there on their abdomen.
That's always a sign of agitation,
Stress.
Yep.
That sort of thing. And, you know, we just kind of let them be and do their thing and just take care of them as we can.
Cool.
Yeah. Very easy to care for. You want to make sure that if you have a ground-dwelling terrestrial tarantula, they have enough substrate so that they can burrow if they wish.
Mm-hmm.
A hide for them, obviously, to get away from you if they want. The important thing is to make sure they've got a bowl of water. Do not put a sponge in there. It carries way too much bacteria. Like you'll see in the pet store, sometimes that sell tarantulas, they'll have sponges. It's a big no-no. The misconception is that if the water bowl is too big, your tarantula can drown in it. I've never experienced that, but, you know, judge on the size of your tarantula. You can even use something as simple as like a soda bottle cap if you've got a smaller guy. But they're pretty good at judging what the length of the water is and what they can do with it. So
I've actually heard that some species of tarantula can even kind of like walk on water. Is that true?
I've seen swimming tarantulas. If
There
you've
we
seen
go.
the videos.
Yeah.
It's more of kind of a float, and then they'll move their legs to kind of work. They are a little bit too heavy to kind of stand on the water surface.
Okay.
Like some spiders and like water bugs can.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've seen the videos of like in Texas and stuff, the tarantulas they're swimming and people are, you know, kind of freaking out about it. That's nothing to freak out about. They're not going to harm you. They'd rather get away from you.
And so I think this is the last little critter that you brought.
Yes, it is.
And can you explain what this pretty sure female is?
So this is an Aphanopelma hensi. It's actually one of Colorado's native tarantulas. She is a suspect female. We have not confirmed that through her molt yet, but due to her size and the fact that we have not seen any hooks on her front legs here, we're gonna suspect female for right now.
Can you go a little bit more into detail about, like, a lot of people don't know too much about tarantulas and spiders in general?
Sure. So with these guys, we're talking about sex?
Yes.
Sex. All right. With these guys, you always want to confirm through the molt, and you will look on the underside of the tarantula. She's a little skittish, so I won't turn her over right now. But you're going to look in between the book lungs, and that's how you'll be able to tell whether it's male or female. You're looking for a little flap between the book lungs, and that if you have that, it's going to be a female tarantula. And sometimes it's very obvious, and sometimes it's not. So it's always good to have, you know, a magnifying glass, little microscope, whatever you can to try and get really in there and see details. And a lot of times your tarantula will eat their molt and destroy it. And so then you have to wait again several months for the tarantula to molt again to try and figure it out. So if you're naming your tarantulas, gender-neutral names are always great.
So when it comes to molting, so kind of, you know, it's going to vary guessing like how old and young they are, but kind of like how often are they molting?
So it varies with the species. Your species that are going to be your faster growers are obviously going to molt more. We see we can see monthly molts. I've seen some every 2 weeks. I've seen some that haven't molted in a year, and it's driving me crazy because I really want some of these guys to grow. So it all really just depends on the species and kind of what they're doing. And feeding is also another thing. You want to kind of watch out, make sure their abdomen's not getting too big because they can split their own abdomen. They're kind of like goldfish.
Oh, wow.
They're just going to keep eating. But that's just kind of them.
Cool.
So this is one of 4 native species that Colorado has. We call it the Colorado brown. You can also call it the Oklahoma brown, the Texas brown, the New Mexican brown.
Yep.
They're found all kind of in this savanna desert area. And the thing about this one is she's got a sheen on her carapace there, kind of around her eyes, that isn't very common with this kind of tarantula. And we've been seeing that more and more, and there's been question about whether or not these tarantulas are starting to crossbreed a little bit with some other species. So that's still questionable. That's just kind of suspect right now. We've been talking about that over our last few tarantula hunts that we've gone out for a few years now.
Cool.
Hey. Just making her way.
So, you know, you brought up the tarantula hunts. So, like, we have herping that we go out looking for snakes and stuff when we're flipping over logs, and like people will go out and kind of like lay out like things of tin and stuff that'll be like good places for snakes to go. What exactly is it kind of the same process when you go out looking for tarantulas too?
It's pretty similar. You're gonna want to be looking for burrows. They're gonna look similar to like mouse holes.
Mm-hmm.
Some will have, you'll notice webbing around it. The thicker the web, the likelihood that there's a female tarantula hiding in there. We call it tarantula fishing, because what we'll do is we'll take a little bit of string, and normally if we can, we'll get like a cricket hooked onto it or a cockroach or something like that, and we'll just kind of dangle it down to the hole, see if we can fish a female out. Most females don't leave their dens, so the tarantulas that you see kind of running around and stuff in the fall are all going to be males,
Mm-hmm.
with one thing on their mind: they need to find a female or they're going to kick the bucket. So
Right. And that's the big difference when it comes to kind of like keeping tarantulas, that the females are a lot more long-lived than males.
much, yeah. Some females, I mean, we'll see possibly 20 to 30 years in captivity.
Oh, wow.
Your males are going to be significantly less than that, 8 to 10, maybe 12 here and there,
Oh, wow.
depending on the species, if it's a fast grower or a slow growing tarantula.
And that's if they don't reproduce?
Yes.
Okay. So that was really great. I really thank you for coming over today. I really want to get people interested in a lot of different things, and I know arachnids are usually... It's actually really weird. I've seen people that will go, absolutely not, snakes, no way, but they'll hold a tarantula. And so I just think that's really cool that it's like just kind of this other little offset, but it's all still part of this big community.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to thank you for coming over and sharing these things and seeing some really cool little bugs.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks
How
for
about
having me and having all of our little critters here.
So if anyone wants to get in contact with you or wants to know more information about these guys, where can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, absolutely. On Facebook, just look up Colorado Arachnid Club. If you are a person living in Colorado, go ahead and join. If not, you can send any of us a message. The admin will get it, and we'll get back to you if you have any questions. And just feel free to talk, chat, share your spiders. We do whatever Wednesday, so we get a whole bunch of fun non-8-legged critters on those days, and we just kind of like to see everything, and we like to educate and help everyone out. So
Cool. Well, thanks again. We'll put your link down in the description of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a really good time, and it was really cool seeing some of the interesting things, especially for the many-legged critters that you brought today. If you can, please like and subscribe. Check out the rest of the videos on our page. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We have all sorts of other fun stuff coming like that. If you had any questions or comments, let us know down in the comments. Please get in contact with them on the Arachnid Society. Once again, really thanks for your time. Hope you guys like these videos, and we'll check you next time. Have a good day.
bye.